Hello then guys, welcome back to the FM network. I'm Benny DFM, and on today's video we take a look at the best sweeper keepers in FM21. Here we go then guys, sweeper keepers, your last line of defence, a position that is often overlooked, but not today. And if you do like today's video, then please do drop that like down below for me. Subscribe to the FM network for more hints, tips and tricks relating to FM21. And of course, get those notification bells turned on so you know when their latest videos are dropping. If you like me, I've got a YouTube channel and also stream over on Twitch. The links should be down below for you. So please do drop me a follow and a sub if you fancy it. And just go and check me out. But without further ado, let's get stuck in to the sweeper keepers. And we're first going to look at the 10 key attributes that your sweeper keepers will need to make sure that they are the best of the best. And they are command of area, kicking, one-on-ones, reflexes, rushing out tendencies, anticipation, concentration, composure, positioning and agility. And the 12 sweeper keepers that I have got lined up for you today certainly tick all of those boxes, and they are across a range of budget. We're going to be looking at the world-class players. We're going to be looking at those between 10 and 20 million. We're going to be looking at those that are less than 10 million. And of course, for those of you that love a good free transfer or just have no money, we're going to also look at the guys who are completely and utterly free. But let's start right at the top, shall we? And with a man who invented the sweeper keeper position, and that man is Manuel Neuer. He is getting old, I will admit. He is 34 years old, but he is still the best sweeper keeper in the game. His average attribute for those 10 that we looked at earlier, his average attribute rating is 16.9. That is better than any other keeper in the game. Some key ones to point out: his rushing out tendencies are 20, his anticipation is 19, his composure is 20. The position that probably lets him down is his positioning of 14, but apart from that, every single one of these attributes is absolutely world class. Simming 5 years into the future with him, he has retired, so he is only going to be about for a couple of seasons or so. But if you are looking to simply do a save with a big side and make them the best you possibly can within a really small period of time, and the goalkeeper is the position that you need, do not hesitate in looking at this guy. £28 million value. Of course, he's probably going to be asking a lot more, or Bayern are probably going to be asking a lot more for him than that. But he is still the best sweeper keeper in this game, and certainly someone that you should be looking at if you need to. Up next is the slightly younger model of Manuel Neuer, and someone that you can certainly get a ridiculous number of years out of in this game. He is only 27 years old. Yes, he is almost double the value of Neuer at 55 million, but he is still an exceptional sweeper keeper. As you can see though on some of his attributes, his command of area isn't the greatest. His agility is okay and his concentration lacks a little bit. But apart from that, his kicking, his one-on-ones, his reflexes, his rushing out, his composure, his anticipation, and most importantly, I think, his positioning are all absolutely exceptional. He averages 16.3 for the attributes that we have looked at. So he is still an exceptional goalkeeper. And of course, at 27, he has the chance to improve. Looking forward 5 years then, he kept 84 clean sheets in 5 years, still at Liverpool. He had an average rating of 7.23, and he did improve slightly with an average attribute rating of 16.5. So this guy is the real deal. If you're looking again for a world-class keeper but you're wanting to do a slightly longer save, this is definitely your guy. Alisson, he's unbelievable. He is unbelievable. Whilst Alisson may be unbelievable, ter Stegen is even better. 5 years' time, he is going to keep 84 clean sheets for you, the same as Alisson, but he's going to do it at a higher average rating of 7.3. He is the best keeper in the world in 5 years' time by a... well, not a mile, is it? Because Alisson's pretty good. But he's nearly up there. His kicking, 19. His reflexes and rushing out are 18. The positioning really does let him down. But at 28, that is something that you can improve for him. He's slightly cheaper than Alisson as well at 49.5 million. Again, long term, he is still going to be knocking around in 5 years' time and potentially is going to be nearer the peak of his powers. But what a player he is. I'm telling you, if you're going to go for any of the three that I've mentioned, try ter Stegen first. If you've not quite got the budget, of course, go for Neuer. But ter Stegen is the best keeper in the world in 5 years' time. Of course, you've got some youngsters coming up through. But this guy, seriously, he is unbelievable. He does start, as you can see, with an injury. He's got a knee ligament injury. So potentially one to look at maybe in the January transfer window as opposed to in that initial transfer window that you get to. But if you are looking for a sweeper keeper who is world class, ter Stegen's your man. We've looked at world class, but you're all screaming at me going, I don't have that money, Ben. Well, now we're getting stuck in to £20 million and below, and we're going to start in Germany. Borussia Mönchengladbach's Jan Sommer. Similar to Manuel Neuer, he is a little bit older than most at 31 years old, but he is still an exceptional sweeper keeper who apparently, according to this, can also play right back. So, you know, what more could you want? His command of area is okay. It's his positioning that really does let him down as well. He's got really good rushing out tendencies. His composure and anticipation are exceptional as well. As I say, he's slightly cheaper, both in the form of his value and also his wage. So if you've not quite got the money, this could be your guy. Again, in 5 years' time, he will be retired. But he would have retired having kept another 32 clean sheets for an average rating of 7.17. He also lasts 4 years. So potentially someone that if you're a team with 20 million to spend on a goalkeeper, he might well be worth a shot. He averages 15.5 for these attributes. So yes, he is slightly worse than the three world-class guys that we've looked at. But that is not to be sniffed at all. An exceptional sweeper keeper. Jan Sommer, ladies and gentlemen. Can you remember how Alisson and ter Stegen kept 84 clean sheets? Well, this guy, valued at £13 million, kept 77 clean sheets and is almost a fifth of the price. Geronimo Rulli is another absolute belter of a sweeper keeper, but you can pick him up for a really reasonable price. 28 years of age. Again, he's really well rounded. His one-on-ones and reflexes make him the sweeper keeper that he is. He lacks a bit in the composure front along with the positioning and concentration, but his agility is pretty good. He average rates 7.1. As I say, 77 clean sheets. That's only 7 less than the two world-class keepers that we've looked at. He's also at Villarreal, so he will be looking to potentially move to a bigger club if he can. He has only just joined them in real life, so it is one to keep an eye on potentially going forward. His average attribute rating is 14.6. At 28, potentially a little bit of improvement to be done, but he is definitely probably the best sweeper keeper between 10 and 20 million that you can pick up. And he's going to do a bloody good job. If you love sweeper keepers, either start a save or raid Villarreal. That is my recommendation, because they've got another brilliant sweeper keeper between 10 and 20 million. And that is Sergio Asenjo, who, again, he's slightly older at 31 years old. He does last a little bit longer. He keeps 41 clean sheets at a slightly lower average rating of 6.87. But that's because he doesn't play as much, because he is competing with Rulli that we have just seen. But potentially that means that he may be up for grabs quite early on in your save. His reflexes are exceptional, as is his concentration. Again, it's the positioning that lets this guy down, along with his rushing out tendencies. But for a really well-rounded sweeper keeper who is potentially going to be looking for a club quite straight away because Rulli has come into Villarreal, this could be your guy. If not, I mean, just start with Villarreal because they've got two absolutely exceptional sweeper keepers who you could either keep or probably sell for a fair whack of money. We're now into the depths of under 10 million. For those of you who are starting at a club who are potentially in dire straits financially or just really harsh and not giving you the money that you deserve, there are some really strong candidates of sweeper keeper that you can go out and buy though. And this is the first one, Dominik Livakovic. He's currently over at Dynamo in Croatia. He is going to be available, I assume, to your club for a reasonable fee. He's only on 5.75 million valuation, 14k a week, so he's not going to eat into a massive chunk of your wage budget, but he is an exceptional sweeper keeper. The two standout areas, as you've probably noticed already, one-on-ones and reflexes, 18 and 17 respectively. Where he lacks is just his kicking, but you can improve that. He's 25. He is going to improve, but he is a solid option at sweeper keeper. 14.5 is his average attribute for this sweeper role, and he keeps 56 clean sheets in the next 5 years at an average rating of 7.16. He is an exceptional sweeper keeper who you can pick up for under 10 million. Back to Germany again. They seem to store sweeper keepers like there's no tomorrow. They're like Villarreal. Robert Zieler, he's currently on loan at Köln from Hannover 96. So this is a guy potentially in season 2 that you can pick up. He is 31, so he's probably still got a few years left in him. But look at the rushing out and the kicking. 18 and 16. He is again an absolutely brilliant sweeper keeper. The only thing that really lets him down is his agility at 12. I assume that is probably linked to the fact that he is 31 years of age. He starts at 1.4 million. He's got 17.5k per week wages. It wouldn't surprise me if he had a solid season that he'd probably stay around the 1.4 million because he's going to get older. But if he has a good year with Köln, then they will certainly be still looking for that 1.4 million if they're Hanover. But he has an average of 14.7 for these key attributes that we've looked at for a sweeper keeper. He also keeps 26 clean sheets in the next 5 years, retiring right at the end of it actually, so he goes till he's 36, but a slightly lesser average rating of 6.83. Pretty solid, as I say. You're probably looking for season 2 to pick him up, but when you do, he's going to be a really good price. If you take one thing from this video, load Argentina. That's it. Because if you do, you are going to be able to pick up Esteban Andrada from Boca Juniors, a 29-year-old sweeper keeper valued at 3.2 million, whose average key attribute rating for the sweeper keeper is 15.1. He keeps 46 clean sheets at an average rating of 7.21, and he's under 10 million. What a player this guy is. His composure is exceptional, as are his reflexes and rushing out tendencies. Nothing really lets him down. Command of area 15, passing 15. Passing, it doesn't matter. Why did I say passing? One-on-ones 15, kicking 15. The one thing that does slightly is his concentration of 12. But apart from that, what a sweeper keeper you would be able to pick up for less than £10 million. Just load Argentina. Just get it loaded, and this guy is gonna be your man. What a player for less than 10 million. For those of you that have stuck around to the end, you're here for the freebies, aren't you? And we're going to start with 32-year-old Frenchman Johan Carrasco. Now, I'm going to be open and honest with you. I've really struggled to find masses and masses of decent sweeper keepers at this level who aren't reasonably old. But that might be the route you have to go down just to begin your road to glory journey. For a couple of years, this guy is still going to knock around for you with a 12.8 average sweeper keeper attribute rating. He is pretty good. He's got rushing out of 15. That is probably his key attribute to take from this. Concentration of 14, anticipation and positioning of 13. He is a really well-rounded sweeper keeper. Yes, he is 32, but it may also add a little bit of experience to go alongside all those wonderful youngsters that you always buy in a road to glory save. He certainly does look exceptional. He is also the best free goalkeeper that I have found. So, Johan Carrasco, if you've got Carrasco, why am I saying Carrasco? Johan Carrasco, if you've got no money, sign Johan Carrasco. That's the hint. We started with a 32-year-old. You're going to think I'm going absolutely crazy showing you a 34-year-old. But Lee Robinson has 18 rushing out. 18? He's 34! The man is on a mission. Yeah, let's ignore his composure and concentration down at 9. The rest of the attributes are really pretty good. 14 reflexes, 14 kicking, 13 command of area. His positioning is 13 and his anticipation is as well. He's been playing over in Scotland, as you can see, Dunfermline, Queen of the South. He even had a spell at Rangers a few years ago. He plays on for a couple of seasons, keeping 15 clean sheets at an average rating of 6.85. He's got an average of 12.5 for the attributes that we have looked at. The key to this guy is him being English. Sometimes down in the lower leagues, especially if you are starting in England, it is a struggle to get players from abroad in. So if you struggle to get Carrasco, this is a really solid shout in Lee Robinson. Again, he's probably only going to give you a season or two, but by then, who knows what goalkeepers are going to have come through down in the lower leagues. You could get yourself a new gen beauty. So we started with a couple of oldies. Let's go for someone slightly younger at 29 years old who is just on a week-to-week contract over at Bogajina, I assume in Slovenia. He is again 12.5 average rating for these sweeper keeper attributes, and he's probably going to be able to give you a few more seasons than both Carrasco and Lee Robinson. The fact he's also on £0 per week on a rolling contract means you're probably going to be able to pick him up for a fairly cheap little wage. The exceptional attributes for him are certainly his one-on-ones, reflexes, rushing out tendencies and his position. He's also pretty good at kicking as well. As you can see, the one that really does let him down is his command of area. But apart from that, he's got a really well-rounded attribute set. 14 for agility as well. Of course, you're going to have to load Romania or do what I did and just load every player on the game to probably be able to pick him up. But if you're willing to do so, and you are doing that road to glory save from the bottom to the top, Filip Drakovic is a really solid sweeper keeper who's going to give you a good few seasons. And you never know, he might improve a little bit over time as well. There we go then, folks. 12 sweeper keepers for you to go out there and get your teeth really stuck into. I hope this video has really given you an insight as to which players are out there in the game that you can go and buy, and it also shows you that you don't have to go out and spend the big bucks to get the best players. But thank you all for watching. Do drop a like down below if you did enjoy it. Of course, subscribe to the channel as well, and the FM network will be back with more exciting videos very soon.